Good evening, everyone. Am I audible? Just confirm the audio once and we'll wait for 2 minutes. People are joining. Great. So how are the preparations going on? Just 10 days to go. Yeah, Harshad. Shortcuts that can change your life. So today we will be, first of all, I'll be discussing some shortcuts of different modules of Quant. In fact, we have already taken the class in which all the formulae were discussed, so I won't be discussing the formula basically. I'll be discussing the shortcuts. We're done with the concepts, we're done with the formula, now the shortcuts. And after that, we'll be doing a live mock in which we have the questions based on the pattern of cat. And I'll be discussing it in such a way that how do I attempt the mock and how to get at least 16 questions correct, what strategy to follow. So these two things we'll be discussing today. People on YouTube, okay, I'm audible, that's great. So that is what you can expect from this class. And let's start it now. All right, so I think I'm visible now. Good evening, Rishabh. All right, so the first thing I need to discuss, like I won't go, basically it'll be numbers and calculations. So I won't be actually, kind of discussing everything, but there is one number which comes in front of me again and again, and that is something which I would expect that you should know that number, and that number is 37. 37. I think in my class I discussed that before. So what happens? Like 37 has got a property. Like what it does, whenever it gets multiplied by any number, it divides the number into 3 equal parts. All right. So for example, if I multiply 37 with 9, it will be equal to 3, 3, 3. So basically 9 gets divided in 3 equal parts. That is 3 plus 3 plus 3. Similarly, 37 into 27 would be equal to 9, 9, 9. So what I mean to say over here, that whenever you get a number in which 3 digits are repeated or 6 digits are repeated, that means one of the factors would actually be 37. That is something which is kind of confirmed. Now, the problem lies if we have numbers like 37 multiplied by 42. 42 again can be divided into 3 equal parts. That will be 14, 14 and 14. But as you know that at one space only one digit can appear. So what happens over here? 4 stays and one gets carried forward. So 1 plus 4 becomes 5. This one also gets carried forward. 1 plus 4 becomes 5 and this one remains. So to identify whether a number is a multiple of 37, we need to look at two things. First, if 3 digits are getting repeated, similar digits, in that case it will be a multiple of 37. In other case, 2 middle digits will be same and the sum of first and last would also be equal to the middle digits. So this is how you can identify that a number is a multiple of 37. That's it. Got it, everyone? People on Facebook, people on YouTube, I hope that is clear to everyone. Isn't it? Just note it down anywhere. I'm repeating, if you anywhere you see 3 digits in repetition, That essentially means that it will be a multiple of 37. That's clear. Cool. The next shortcut. The value of 1 by 7, the value of 1 by 7 is equal to 0.14287 and a bar over it. Now, what does a bar mean? That means it gets repeated 142857, 142857, and so on. So, whenever you see these 6 digits, 142857 in any order, that means it will be somehow connected to number 7. All right. So, let's say I'm just showing you the value of 2 by 7. This will be equal to 0.285714. Again, a bar over it. Now, how to identify it? 142857, these numbers will be cyclic in nature. 142857, starting from 1, it moves in an anti-clockwise fashion. That is how it goes. So, so 2 by 7, if I look at 2 by 7, so how do I divide it? Okay, so we can, in mind, we can think like 7 and 2. So if I put a point, this becomes 20, right? So if I put a point here, this becomes 20. And the first digit, 7 2s are 14, 7 3s are 21, 3 cannot come, it'll be 2. So when we identify the first digit, we'll look at this table. 2 के बाद क्या आ रहा है? 8, then 5, then 7, then 1, then 4. So that is how it goes. Okay, Imran, Pawan, Satya, I'll repeat the last one, of course. So is this clear to you? So now if I ask, the value of 3 by 7 will be equal to what? You put a point, this becomes 30. 7 4s are 28, 4 should be the first digit, 4, and after that, in the same order, 2, 8, 5, 7, 1. So whenever you see these numbers, this will be in this order specifically, and in cases of numbers, question based on numbers or arithmetic where you have to divide and multiply quickly, these two things would actually be very much helpful. Is this clear, everyone? And now if this is clear, so you guys have to tell me the value of 6 by 7, be quick, tell me, and we'll move on to the next shortcut. 6 by 7, what should be the value? Six by 7. Come up with your answers. Exactly. So you identify the first digit, 0. If you put a point, this becomes 60. 7 8s are 56, and after that, in the same order, we'll get these days 8 5 7 1 4 2. All right, very good. So all of you have understood it automatically. Tushar, well done. Cool. Perfect. Now someone is asking me, Imran and Pawan, Satya, they want to know how did I do the previous step, like 37 multiplied by 42. So what I said here, like 42, if you divide in 3 equal parts, they are 14, 14, and 14, isn't it? 14 plus 14 plus 14 is 42. So I wrote 14, 14, 14. To make it simple, I'll just explain to you this to you in a Hindi proverb. एक जंगल में एक ही शेर होता है, राइट? तो हम ये मान लेते हैं कि दिस प्लेस, ये जंगल है और जो डिजिट्स है वो शेर है, तो एक जंगल में एक ही शेर होगा, राइट? तो 4 रुकेगा और जो ये वाला शेर है ये जाके इस जंगल में भाग जाएगा, तो ये बन जाएगा 15. 5 रुकेगा और ये वाला शेर भाग के यहाँ पहुँच जाएगा 15. अब इसके आगे तो कुछ भी नहीं है, दैट मीन्स जंगल इज फ्री. सो वी गेट 1 5 5 4. दिस इज हाउ carry forwards are done. So what I said, if you get a number like this in which there are 4 digits, first and last का sum वही है जो इन दोनों number का, ये दो number के equal है, in that case this will be a multiple of 37. Whereas in that case this will not follow, of course. That is only in the case of multiples of 3. Okay, Viraj? So I hope this is clear to you, Pawan, Satya, and Imran. That's clear? Great. So these are 2 kinds of shortcuts. Now coming to a very important shortcut in numbers if you get a question. So it happens most of times that you have to find the remainder. Now I'm not going to tell you all the things about remainders, but I'll tell you something which is very much important. So when you get something like 3751 mod 100, now what does mod means? That we have to find, it's a remainder function basically. So it means we have to find the remainder when 3751 is being divided by 100. What will be the remainder? Tell me, come on. It's very simple. If 3751 is divided by 100, what is the remainder? It'll be equal to 51, isn't it? Like 100, 37 times is 3700 and we get 51. So here what I want to tell you that if we divide something by 100, the remainder would essentially be the last two digits. Is that right? You guys know different methods to find the remainder, the Euler's theorem, the totient function and all that stuff, you know, cyclicity of remainders. But in this case, whenever we have to divide something by 100, automatically the remainder will be last two digits. Do you agree to that? Do you agree to that? In all cases, in whatever cases there, we'll always get the last two digits. Right. What if the number was 3751 square mod 100? अब यहाँ एक चीज़ तो कंफर्म हो गई है, लास्ट टू डिजिट्स की बात हो रही है तो हमें इन लास्ट टू के अलावा सबको इग्नोर कर देना है. वी हैव टू इग्नोर दिस 37. This got no role to play. Is that clear? 37 has got no role to play. Isn't it? So basically, if you square 51, the last two digits of square of 51 would actually be the answer over here. 51 का square क्या होता है? 2601. 2601. 01 will be our answer. Not just 1, it will be 01. Now there is one more thing over here. Like some people would say कि आपने 51 का square जल्दी निकाल लिया, हम कैसे निकालेंगे? In fact, I have made a YouTube video on that, but this is not the right time क्योंकि 10 दिन का cat है. So I will tell you something about how to find the last digits, how to square something quickly without giving it a much thought. 01 is the answer in this case. All right. So for example, somehow I need to find the last two digits of square of 98. Now note this down. This is another kind of shortcut which is helpful for last two digits. So if I have to find the square of 98 and I'm only concerned about the last two digits, not the entire square, because that is what is important to cat. Only last two digits. So what you have to do? First of all, you have to identify the nearest base. Nearest base, and base is a multiple of 50. तो 98 से सबसे क्लोज 50 का मल्टीपल कौन सा है? Which is the closest multiple of 50 to 98? It's 100, isn't it? 100 है, right? 100 है. 100 से कितना कम है? 2 कम है. 100 से ये 2 कम है. तो लास्ट टू डिजिट्स क्या होंगी? जो कि 2 के स्क्वायर के बराबर होंगी. 2 का स्क्वायर करो, you get 4, and because they are 2 digits, it is 04. So the square of 98 would be ending with 04. Is that clear? Similarly, I'll give you some more examples. For example, we have 92. 92 square. This is basically 100 minus 8. You just have to take the square of 8, it's 64, and this will be the last two digits for 92. Is that understood? Everyone? So let us take some random numbers. 59. Tell me the last two digits of 59 square. Come on. The last two digits of 59 square. Then tell me 131 square. Only the last two digits, not the entire square. 212 square. 59 square. इसका नियरेस्ट मल्टीपल कौन है? 50. 50 से ये 9 ज़्यादा है, 9 का स्क्वायर लिख लो 81. सो 50 के मल्टीपल से जितना भी ज़्यादा जितना भी कम हो, जो डेफिसिट या एक्सेस है उसी के स्क्वायर की लास्ट टू डिजिट्स इनके स्क्वायर के बराबर हो जाएंगी. 131 स्क्वायर. आइडेंटिफाई द नियरेस्ट मल्टीपल. Identify the nearest multiple. People on YouTube, only Tushar is answering. Others, you also try to answer. So 131 का nearest multiple is 150. 150 से ये 19 कम है. 19 का square is 361. We'll get 61 in the end. That is what we get. 212 square. ये 200 से 12 ज़्यादा है. 12 का square 144 होता है. So 44 is will be the last two digits. Great. So I think all of you are now comfortable with this part. Are you? Are you comfortable with this part? Any problems? Any issues? Anyone? So 786. चलो भगवान का नंबर ले लेते हैं. The number of God Almighty. 786. What will be the last two digits? 786. 786. Exactly. This will be 96. Vivek, not 56. 786 का nearest base is 800. 800 से 14 कम है. 14 का square is 196. So last digit will be 96. Okay, so far so good. Now we have established a relation between the square of last two digits. Cool. Let us look at some more properties over here. Coming back to what we are doing, the last two digits of any, the remainder when something is divided by 100. So there are certain rules which all of you need to know. Rule number 1. If a number ends at 0, that is quite easy, then its square will end with 0, 0. So whatever it is, this is very easy. Now, if a number ends at 5, if a number ends at 5, then what happens? What will be the last two digits? Pawan Sati, what happened if it is not 100? क्या बोल रहे हो आप? कुछ भी हो, 100 होगा, 150 होगा, 250 होगा, किसी न किसी 50 के मल्टीपल के आसपास ही होगा. Alright. Oh, okay. So if a number ends at 5, there are two cases in this case. It's even power. If it is raised to an even power, it will end with 25. And if it is raised at an odd power, then what will happen? An odd power, except 1. 1 पे तो सेम नंबर ही आ जाएगा. $25 only. Yeah, right. Of course. But there's one more case. Be it even power, be it odd power, it will end always with 25. Now, if a number ends at A5, where A is a digit, So, in this case, what will happen? It depends on the value of A. So, if A is even, in that case, it will always end at 25 for any power, for any kind of power. But if A is odd, then we have a problem. If A is odd, then we have a problem. If A is odd, now depends power is even or odd. So when we have an even power, it will end at 25, and if we have an odd power, it will end at 75. This is important. Just note this down. So whenever you get something like, find the last two digits, and the last digit is 5, if large digit is 5 and उसके पहले वाला अगर a है, it depends on the value of a. So a can be even, a can be odd. When a is even, for all sorts of powers, the last two digits will be 25. And in the case of when a is odd, in that case, this will be at even power 25, at odd power it will be 75. For example, cube of 15 is equal to 3375. All right, so here you can see that 1 is odd and the power is also odd. Is that clear, everyone? Just put a yes over there. People on YouTube, people on Facebook. Vivek, I just gave an example. Is that clear? Clear to everyone? Cool. So, if a question comes like this, for example, the question is 151571115 raised to power 38571 mod 100. In this case, you won't have to go for that long process. You can directly answer the question. What will be the answer here? Tell me the answer directly. Pawan Sat, I'll come to that. Hi Elias, you are here. Thanks for coming. Right. So what we have to see here, that ये सारे digits तो किसी काम के हैं ही नहीं. We just can ignore this. 5 के पहले क्या है? Odd. Power कैसी है? Odd. So we'll be having 75 as the last two digits. So do you think this is very much helpful? This makes your life actually easy, isn't it? All right, so we're done with 0 and 5. Now let us talk about digits which end at other from 1 to 9. Then what happens? Digits like numbers ending, it should be numbers ending at an odd digit. Numbers ending at an odd digit. Now you will find this to be, actually solving all the problems here. प्रीतम रिमाइंड करके देख लेना प्लीज, क्योंकि ना हमारा टाइम लिमिटेड है, तो ये वाला देख लो आप. All right. So now when we have numbers which end with odd digits, then what happens? All right. Here there's a special case. When they end at 1. This is going to change your life. So we have a number and the last two digits are a and 1. All right. We have a huge number like this. All the digits are there and in the end we have a and 1 and we have a huge power, digit 1, digit 2, digit 3, digit and so on, and we have n in the end. All right. Yes, Harsha, we need to use CRT. CRT and Euler's both. I will take around 2 to 3 minutes, but here you will take only 2 to 3 seconds. Anyways, so a number looks like this. Is the number clear? The syntax is clear? A huge number which ends at a1 and a huge power which ends at n. In this case, there'll be a huge number, of course, and the last two digits, the last will automatically be 1. कोई नंबर 1 से एंड हो रहा है तो हमेशा वो उसकी कोई भी पावर होगी 1 से ही एंड होगी, बट उसके पहले जो होगा वो हमेशा n मल्टीप्लाइड बाय a होगा. व्हाट इज n? द लास्ट डिजिट ऑफ द पावर. व्हाट इज a? द डिजिट प्रीसीडिंग 1 in the base. I'll just show you an example. People on YouTube, people on Facebook, both keep on commenting, and in case you have any problem, and if you understand, just put a yes over there. So I'll just take an example for 3571 raised to power 2869. 3571 raised to power 2869 mod 100. This is what we have to calculate. So instead of using the Chinese remainder theorem and the Euler's theorem, instead of using that, what we'll do over here, look at this. 1 end कर रहा है, यहाँ 7 है, 35 किसी काम का नहीं है, we need to ignore this, alright? Just ignore. Similarly, this 286 is of no use, we can ignore this as well. What is of the use? This 1, this 7 and this 9. So as I showed here, NA 7 multiplied by 9, we get 63 and ends at 1. 1 and 60. Of course, this 6, ये तो होगा नहीं, ये तो जंगल में शेर वाली बात है, 6 आगे चला जाएगा, सिर्फ 3 बचेगा. So the answer is 31. In just 3 to 5 seconds, you'll be able to answer the question. Pranit, yeah, right. Derived from binomial theorem, that's right. Cool, you got it. Very good. This is clear to everyone. I believe सबका आंसर आ गया है. Like we have close to 200 people, but I got only 50 answers. It's clear to everyone? Just put some kind of comment, some kind of smiley or whatever, so that I'm sure that you get it. All right, let's take one more example. (691) raised to the power 288 mod 100. Tell me the answer in just 3 seconds. It's palpable. All right. कितना सिंपल हो गया, लाइफ कितनी सिंपल हो चुकी है हमारी. अब एंड में 1 आएगा, 9 8 are 72, 2 लिख दिया, खत्म. दैट्स इट, डन एंड डस्टेड. That's great. All of you have understood. I'm so happy. All right. So this was a special case for digits ending at 1. Now, for all the odd digits, as we were discussing, here what happens, this is very important. The 20th power would end at 0, 1. What does it mean? Odd digits except 5. 5 हम पहले कर चुके हैं. What does that mean? That means 21 to the power 20, जो कुछ भी होगा उसके एंड में हमेशा 0, 1 ही आएगा. Is that clear? मुस्कान, that is the remainder. कुछ और रहेगा तो नॉर्मल प्रोसेस से करना पड़ेगा. दीपांजन, वो तो हम लोग ऑलरेडी क्लासेस में कर चुके हैं. जो अभी मैं क्लास ले रहा हूँ, इट्स ओनली द शॉर्टकट्स, है ना, जो बेस 100 में mod 100 में काम आता है. रेस्ट एवरीथिंग वी हैव डन ऑलरेडी. ऑलराइट, सो इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? 20th पावर अगर ऑड डिजिट एंड में होगी, 1 इज एन ऑड डिजिट, 20th पावर वुड ऑलवेज एंड एट 0, 1. ऑलराइट, so like we have 77 to the power 20, this will always end at 0, 1. Is that clear? आदित्य देखो, एग्जाम्पल देख के समझ में आ जाएगा. राइट, तुषार दिवाकर, बिल्कुल सही शालू। 399 का पार्ट 20 होगा तब भी एंड में 01 ही आएगा हमेशा। एनी नंबर दैट एंड्स एट ऑड डिजिट्स एक्सेप्ट 5। अब यहां पे एक चीज देखो, अगर 20th पार 01 पे एंड हो रही है तो 40th पार भी 01 पे एंड होगी। आई थिंक यू गेट इट, isn't it? So basically not just 20th par, any par which is a multiple of 20, it will always end at 0 1 if the last digit is odd. Right, Shalu, all multiples 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, कुछ भी होगा हमेशा हमारे पास ये 01 ही आएगा। ये बात समझ में आप लोग को आ गई है। अब इसका यूज कैसे होगा, चलो लेट अस टेक एन एग्जांपल। आई टेक ए रैंडम एग्जांपल। फॉर एग्जांपल लेट्स टेक समथिंग लाइक 5, कुछ भी लेते हैं, 597 raised to power 603 mod 100. All right. So here, instead of using Chinese remainder theorem and the Euler's theorem, what we will do over here. अब इसको बहुत ध्यान से समझना आप लोग. Look at this very carefully, otherwise you'll miss it. अब हमें क्या क्या बातें पता हैं. हमें ये मालूम पड़ गया कि this is odd. और हमें ये पता है कि अगर कोई नंबर ऑड से एंड करता है एक्सेप्ट 5, तो उस केस में क्या होता है हमें पता है कि 20th पावर विल एंड विद 01. इज दैट अंडरस्टूड? 20th पावर वुड एंड विद 01. तमन्ना तुम क्या बोल, 25 पर 20 नहीं होगा? हाँ वो नहीं होगा क्योंकि एंड में 5 है ना, 5 छोड़ के 1, 3, 7 और 9 के लिए होता है. ये बात क्लियर हो गई आपको? यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस? 597 रेज टू पावर 603 mod 100. सो 7 इज ऑड और हमें ये पता है कि 20th पावर 01 पे एंड होगी. तो ये 603 जो है, 603 की में जितनी भी 20 की पावर्स हैं उनको हम गायब कर सकते हैं, isn't it? उसको हम इजीली गायब कर सकते हैं. ये आपको बात समझ में आ रही है? So in the second step, what I can do? First of all, I need last two digits, so I will ignore this 5. This is of no use to me. I have only 97, और इसके ऊपर पावर में सिर्फ 3 कर दूं तब भी मेरा काम बन जाएगा. Do you get this step or not? This is a very important step. Ignored 5, that is understandable. ये 3 कैसे कर दिया कि मुझे मालूम पड़ चुका है कि 600 तक तो 01 ही आएगा. 600 गायब हो गया. Is that understood? अब हमारी ज़िंदगी कितनी आसान हो चुकी है. सो नाउ वी हैव टू फाइंड ओनली दिस. द लास्ट टू डिजिट्स ऑफ 97 क्यूब वुड एक्चुअली बी द आंसर. अब 97 क्यूब की लास्ट 2 डिजिट्स फाइंड करना भी हमारे लिए बाएं हाथ का खेल है. कैसे? कि 97 क्यूब को आई कैन राइट एज 97 स्क्वायर मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 97. और थोड़ी देर पहले आई टोल्ड यू हाउ टू फाइंड द लास्ट 2 डिजिट्स ऑफ स्क्वायर्स. 97 जो है वो 100 से 3 कम है. 3 का स्क्वायर इज 09. So now we have to find 09 multiplied by 97. That's it. अगर आप इसको मल्टीप्लाई करोगे तो एंड में क्या आएगा? 73, and that is our answer. Got it? Understood? People on YouTube, people on Facebook. कितना सिंपल हो गया ना? ठीक है, ऑलमोस्ट हर किसी का 973 आ गया. आप लोग समझ भी गए. आई एम रियली वेरी हैप्पी. बट नाउ टेल मी समथिंग. हाउ डिड यू मल्टीप्लाई दिस? 9 into 97? कैसे मल्टीप्लाई किया? ये आपने कैसे मल्टीप्लाई किया? नॉर्मली 9 into 97, दैट्स व्हाट यू डिड. ऐसे किया बच्चों की तरह 97 लिखा, फिर 9 लिखा, 9 7 63, 3 6 कैरी फॉरवर्ड 81, ऐसे किया क्या? दिस इज हाउ यू डिड इट. पवन सर यूज कैलकुलेटर. हरित कोई काम नहीं है, 0 1 से कुछ मल्टीप्लाई करोगे तो वही चीज तो दोबारा आ जाएगी. 0 मल्टीप्लाई एनीथिंग. तो ये तो हमें करना ही नहीं है. दिस नेगेटिव रिमाइंडर यूज किया, प्रगति एंड अदर्स. वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड. सी व्हाट आई कैन डू ओवर हियर, व्हाट आई कैन डू ओवर हियर. जो ये जो 97 है, क्योंकि हमें 100 से डिवाइड करना है, ये 97 है, क्या मैं बोल सकता हूँ कि रिमाइंडर -3 आएगा? कैन आई से दैट? Because see, I'm dividing with 100 in all the cases, that is mod 100 is there. तो 97 जो है वो -3 है, 100 से 3 कम. अब ये 9 इंटू -3 जो बन गया -27 बन गया. Now -27 is negative, we need a positive remainder. तो 100 में से 27 को माइनस कर देंगे and we will get 73. Is that clear everyone? Those who have done it, congratulations. Those who have not, I think this is clear. रिया, अभी देखो जो तुमने किया वो मत करो. ये कितना मस्त हो गया, मज़ा आ गया. इन चीज़ों को हम बहुत स्पीड में करते चले जाएंगे फॉर ऑल सॉर्ट्स ऑफ नंबर्स. ओके, सो लेट अस टेक वन मोर एग्जाम्पल एंड देन विल मूव ऑन टू नेक्स्ट शॉर्टकट. एन एग्जाम्पल. पिछली बार 9 लिया था, 7 लिया था, क्या लिया था? ओके, लेट अस टेक 9 नाउ. 5 8 9 and the power is 666. थोड़ा गंदा करूं सवाल को? should I make it difficult? Do you want me to make it difficult? 666 को मैं ना, चलो पहले 66 कर लेते हैं, थोड़ा बाद में डिफिकल्ट करूंगा. Let us move step by step. So second step, in the second step, what I can write? I can write 89 to the power 6. Is this clear? 89 to the power 6. तुषार फील आ रही है ऐसे करके? ओके, चलो ये करते हैं अभी. इसके बाद थोड़ा और डिफिकल्ट कर दूंगा. 89 to the power 6. Now what you can do here? 89 to the power 6 can be rewritten as 89 का स्क्वायर का क्यूब, isn't it? जो मैं लिख रहा हूँ लिखने की जरूरत है नहीं. This is something which you can do it in mind. Pragati, yeah, it's mod 100. That is what we are doing here. So it's needless to say. Can I write it like this? Of course I can. 89 स्क्वायर का क्यूब कर दिया मैंने. Now my life is easy. अब मैं क्या करूँगा? 660 तक गायब किया ना, तो इसलिए 6 यहाँ पे आ गया. 20 के मल्टीपल्स गायब हो गए. सो 89 का स्क्वायर के एंड में क्या आता है? दैट इज व्हाट वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. 89 के स्क्वायर के एंड में क्या आएगा? व्हाट इज 89? इट इज 11 लेस देन 100. 11 लेस देन 100. तो 11 का स्क्वायर जो होगा वही 89 के स्क्वायर के एंड में आएगा. 11 का स्क्वायर इज 121. सो वी विल बी गेटिंग 21 हियर. ये 89 स्क्वायर गेट्स कन्वर्टेड इनटू 21 एंड वी हैव 21 क्यूब. Harsha, direct 6 because 660 is a multiple of 20, right? All the multiples 20 would go away. 21 cube. 21 cube पता करना हमें. हमें नहीं पता, कोई बात नहीं. पता है क्या हमें? हमें एक्चुअली पता है. जो मैंने 1 से एंड करने बताया था वही होगा. So 21 cube, here we have 1, here we have 3, 2 3s are 6 and then 1. That is the answer. Is that clear? Is that clear? How did you guys find 21 cube? This way. हमने डिस्कस करा भी यहाँ पे. Numbers end at a1 and powers ends at n. So a multiplied by n and 1. This is what I used. A shortcut inside a shortcut. Got it? Rama did this way. Well done, Rama. Same way. Very good. Very good. You guys are brilliant. Well done. Cool. विवेक पुराने किसी इवेंट में मिल जाएगा फुल फ्लेजेड नंबर्स का. ऑलराइट, नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू मेक इट अ बिट मोर डिफिकल्ट. 1 का तो आसान होता है, 3 पे लेते हैं इस बार. सो लेट्स टेक 773 और पार में मैं ले लेता हूँ 58. 58 नहीं लूँगा मैं. ओके, आई विल टेक 5891. कूल, दिस विल बी अ बिट डिफिकल्ट नंबर. 773 raised to power 5891. Okay, so first of all, this 7 is ignored. Just keep a track. 73, 5891, we get 11 here. Is that clear? Because 5880 is a multiple of 20, isn't it? So we are left with 73 to the power 11. Now why this becomes difficult? क्योंकि ये 11 थोड़ा सा बड़ा नंबर है. पहले 3 था, फिर 6 आया. Muskan, that was held in the crash course event section. Yeah, we have mod 100. I said this is needless to say. So I hope the second step is clear. Now what we can do over here? अब हमें स्क्वायर निकालना काफ़ी अच्छे से आता है, बहुत जल्दी आता है. So can I write 73 square to the power 5 multiplied by 73? Is that clear? This can be done. This can be done. सौम्या 11 कैसे आया? क्योंकि 5891 जो है उसमें 5880 तक 20 का मल्टीपल्स है, वो तो 0 1 ही होगा, उसे गायब कर दिया. सौम्या एंड पवन सत्या, दिस 5891 पावर को 20 से डिवाइड कर दिया. एज 20, 40, 60, 80, वट एवर इज अ मल्टी 20, दैट विल गिव ओनली 11. कूल. ऑल राइट, this step is clear. 73 square to the power 5 into 73. This is clear to everyone? Okay, I'll look for the formula wala class. I post a link over here, don't worry. 73 के स्क्वायर के एंड में क्या आएगा? कुणाल, इतना सब याद रहेगा, बस एक बार इस क्लास को रिपीट कर देना और याद रहेगा. बहुत कुछ नहीं है एक ही बात, उसको मैं एग्जाम्पल्स डिफरेंट करा रहा हूं. 73 के स्क्वायर के एंड में क्या आएगा? (73) का क्लोजेस्ट मल्टीपल 50 है. वील गेट 23 का राइट. कुणाल और रक्षत, हमने बहुत कुछ नहीं किया, हमने एक ही चीज़ है, बस डिफरेंट एग्जाम्पल्स हैं. वंस यू रिपीट इट दैट विल बी सॉर्टेड. ऑलराइट, सो 73 50 से 23 ज़्यादा है. 23 स्क्वायर इज 29, सो विल गेट 29 ओवर हियर to the power 5 into 73. यही होगा ना? What next? अब 29 to the power 5 की लास्ट डेट्स हमें निकालनी है. हम ये कैसे कर पाएंगे? कैसे कर पाएंगे? 29 क्या है? So I can write this 29 का स्क्वायर, 29 का स्क्वायर and 29 and 70. This becomes difficult because lot of calculation is there. ये extreme case है, इतना difficult CAT में आएगा नहीं, but so that you understand this, that is why I'm doing it. 29 50 से 21 कम है. 21 का स्क्वायर is 441. We'll get 41 here. We'll get 41 here. Isn't it? Is that right? 29 कैसे? Geography 23 का square is 529. That is why we took 29 in the end. पवन सत्य 773 के लिए 7 को हमने इग्नोर कर दिया, ये पहला वाला. 73 वैसे ही रखा है, और 5891 में 5880 तक 20 का मल्टीपल है, बचा 11. इट्स 5880 प्लस 11. Clear to everyone? This step is clear. So now I know that you guys can actually do it. So this is where I'll go to the next shortcut. Right? Now 41 square, 41 क्या है? 50 से 9 कम, 9 का square is 81. These two mix up to become 81. And yeah, you guys can do it further. Is that clear? Anuj, that is what I was expecting. कोई बंदा ये चीज़ आके बोले. आते हैं वहाँ पे Anuj. Very good. Okay, so I hope this is clear to everyone. पीयूष, ये वाला क्वेश्चन में डिफिकल्ट था, बट एक बार आप जरूर इसको देख लेना. अब देखो, अब इसी चीज़ को ना, व्हाई आई वाज डूइंग दिस डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन, सो दैट you get to one thing which will make it very easy. अब इसको मैं easy करता हूँ. So it was 773 raised to power, 773 raised to power how much? 5891. ये था. अब यहाँ पे एक चीज़ आपको देखनी है. Now what I need you to understand is कि जो हमने शुरुआत में स्पेशल केस किया जहाँ पे नंबर was ending at 1 like this, A 1 raised to power something which was ending at n, we got na and 1 in the end. अब यहाँ पे एक बात आपको समझनी चाहिए. दुनिया में कोई भी ऑड नंबर होगा, उसके किसी ना किसी पावर पे 1 हमेशा आएगा. इज दैट अंडरस्टूड? देखो, उसी काम को मैंने और इजी कर दिया. दुनिया में कोई भी नंबर अगर ऑड होगा 5 को छोड़ के, उसकी किसी ना किसी पावर में 1 हमेशा आएगा. इस बात पे आप एक बार यस लिख लो, सो कि मैं समझ जाऊं कि आप ये बात समझ चुके हो. कुणाल, हमें कैलकुलेटर की जरूरत पड़ेगी ही नहीं. इज दैट क्लियर? सो बेसिकली व्हाट आई नीड टू टेल यू, व्हाट आई वांट टू टेल यू, दैट द सब कुछ छोड़ छाड़ के द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज दिस, एंड दिस इज गोइंग टू सेव योर लाइफ. दिस इज मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. चाहे 1 हो, चाहे 3 हो, चाहे 7 हो या 9 हो, हम हर केस में उसको 1 से एंड करा सकते हैं. शशि, यू टुक क्लास विथ मी इन 15. ओह वाओ शशि, वेलकम. I'm also happy to see you. It's been 7 years. Wow. All right. 773 raised to 5891. Now what to do here? Of course, this 7 is ignored. This 7 is ignored. So those who are finding the previous questions difficult, now they'll find this very easy. So now we have 73 raised to power 11. ये स्टेप तो सेम ही है पहले वाले से. अब मुझे ये बताओ कि 3 का स्क्वायर क्या है? 9. 3 का क्यूब क्या है? 27. 3 की पावर 4 क्या है? 81. दैट मीन्स एट 4th पावर आई विल गेट अ 1 इन द एंड. इज दैट राइट? इज दैट राइट? सो कैन आई राइट दिस एज 73 टू द पावर 4 इसका स्क्वायर and 73 का क्यूब. I can write this. I can write this, isn't it? 73 की पावर 4, या रुको ऐसे कर लेते हैं, थोड़ा सा इसको और मैं इजी कर देता हूँ. (73 to the power 8 and 73 to the power 3. This is what we can do over here. (73) का जो power 4 होगा that will end with 1. दिस इज हाउ आई ब्रोक इट. अब 73 के स्क्वायर के एंड में क्या आएगा? 73 के स्क्वायर के एंड में क्या आएगा? दीपांजन, जब एंड में 1 होगा तभी वो होगा. All right, people on YouTube, Tushar, Swagata, Piyush, just look at this. 73 square ends with 29, and 73 की power 4 क्या है? It's 73 का square, isn't it? It is 73 के square का square. 73 के square के end में we will get 29. 29 के square में के end में we will get 41. So this breaks down to 41 square into 73 cube. Is that right? Got it, everyone? Understood? तो जो पहले हम बहुत लंबा कर रहे थे, करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. Here I can apply this thing. So 4 into 2 is 8. I'll get 81 here, and this is what we can do normally break करके. तो पिछली बार जो काम 10 स्टेप्स में आया था, यहाँ पे 3 स्टेप्स में आ गया. Got it, everyone? Got it. Nice. Nice. Let's do one last question based on this, and then we'll move forward. 319 to the power 797. Let's do this one. Piyush from YouTube. Now I think you are finding it easy, right, Piyush? So I'm writing down the steps. You guys just check your steps. एकदम से इस क्वेश्चन में I'll repeat everything. 3 gets ignored. Only 19 remains. 797 में 20 के मल्टीपल्स कहाँ तक आ गए? 780 तक. Only 17 remains. ये पहला स्टेप इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट स्टेप. वंस यू गेट दिस राइट, एवरीथिंग विल बी सॉर्टेड. इज दिस क्लियर टू एवरीवन? बहुत ही स्पीड में ये आंसर हमारा आ जाएगा. कैसे? 19 का यहाँ कितनी अच्छी बात है ना. 9 के स्क्वायर में वी गेट 1 इन द एंड. लाइक 9 स्क्वायर इज 81 and 19 square is 361. How beautiful. So can I write this as 19 square, this is 8, multiplied by 19. Wow. So what do I get here? 19 square is 361, and we are concerned only with the last two digits. So I get 61 to the power 8, and here I get 19. Life becomes simple. यहाँ end में 1 आ चुका है. This will end with 1, and 6 8s are 48, only 8 remains. So 81 into 19 is what we get. Cool enough? Clear? यहाँ तक. Now we need to multiply 81 and 19, and the last two digits will be our answer. In this case, we won't even multiply. We won't even multiply. Pawan Satya, we have to look at the smaller multiple, not the larger. 800 नहीं लेंगे, 780 तक लेंगे. Got it? So 81 is basically minus 19 because it's mod 100 after all. Minus 19 multiplied by 19 is minus 361. Ends with minus 61. Is this clear? Ends with minus 61. 100 minus 61 is 39. That is our answer. This is something what I have shown on the board. You don't even require that. आप अपने कॉपी में सिर्फ 1 या 2 स्टेप लिखोगे और बाकी in your mind you can solve it. And I think a lot of you have done it the same way. Tushar, Piyush, on YouTube, clear this question? Dhiman, easy हो गया. Pawan Satya, 61 to the power 8. Pawan, I think you are forgetting something. A1 से end हुआ, power अगर n से end हुई तो last it will be a multiplied by n and 1, right? यही तो मेन बात है. जितने भी मैंने चीज़ें सिखाई हैं उसमें द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट इज दिस. इफ यू नो दिस योर लाइफ विल बी इजी. Clear? Harsha, for 73 square, the nearest multiple to 73 was 50, and 73 is 23 more than 50, so 23 square is 529. That's what we did. रक्षत पावर ब्रेक करनी है हमेशा 20 के मल्टीपल्स पे. कोई भी पावर हो 20 का, उसका जैसे यहाँ 797 था, 20 का जो मल्टीपल 780 है उसको ब्रेक कर दो. मोक्ष, कैट में लास्ट 2 डिजिट्स के नाम से ज़रूरी नहीं आए, वो हो सकता है कि आपको आए रिमाइंडर पता करने के लिए कि टेल द रिमाइंडर व्हेन इट इज़ डिवाइडेड बाय 100. इन दैट केस दिस विल बी डन. Prathamesh, it cannot be 9 to the power 7 for a simple reason that we require last 2 digits, Prathamesh. On YouTube I'm answering. Right. If you do it like cyclicity of 9, then you will get only the last digit, not the last 2 digits. Prathamesh, is that clear? Do not use cyclicity of 9 because in that case you will be getting only the last digit. अच्छा, रक्षत 17 कैसे ब्रेक किया? हमेशा स्क्वायर के फॉर्म में. रक्षत हैज आस्क्ड अ वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन, हाउ आर यू ब्रेकिंग 17? आई एम ब्रेकिंग इट स्क्वायर. व्हाई? बिकॉज in the beginning of class I told you how to find the last 2 digits of the squares, right? तो 17 में देख रहा हूं कि जो स्क्वायर है वो 4 बार है 16 तक, है ना? 2 इंटू 2 इंटू 2 इंटू 2, 16 आ गया और एक अलग हो गया, राइट? हरित 81 इंटू 19, यहाँ mod 100 लिखा ही हुआ है. So I found the negative remainder, like 81 if divided by 100, the negative remainder is minus 19 because 81 is 19 less than 100. Clear? Harit? Harsha, in CAT there is a possibility that you get a question to find the remainders when something is divided by 100. All right? So I hope this part is clear. Let us move on to next shortcut. Ready for that? In fact, Harsha, such questions have come in CAT. Ready for the next one? All right. So what have we done till now? 0 से एंड करने वाला, 5 से एंड करने वाला, ऑड पार्ट से एंड करने वाला, 1 से एंड करने वाला, स्पेशल केस. एंड अभी हमें मालूम पड़ गया कि कोई भी नंबर ऑड से एंड करेगा तो उसको हम 1 से एंड करा सकते हैं. So all in all, what we have done, the most important part is the numbers ending with 1 and finding the squares. If you know these two things, a1 raised to power this ends at na and 1, this thing, and finding the last digits of square, with these two you can answer any question. All right. Now comes the numbers which end at even digits. 2, 4, 6 and 8. Okay? All right. So यहाँ पे the important part is 20th power will end at 76 always. Got it? In case of odd, it was ending at 01. In case of even, it will end at 76. तो यहाँ भी हमें वही करना है जो हम पहले करते आ रहे थे. 20th तक हमें गायब कर देना है. ऑलराइट. और जब हम गायब करेंगे तो हमेशा 76 रहेगा. Naveen, any multiple of 20. All right. 20th पावर हमें मालूम पड़ जाएगी, बाकी हम फाइंड आउट कर लेंगे. सो आई थिंक यू हैव रिटन दिस. जस्ट पुट अ येस. आप लोग वो कमेंट्स कर रहे हो जिसकी जरूरत नहीं है. जस्ट पुट इन द कमेंट्स वेदर यू हैव अंडरस्टूड दिस और नॉट, so that we move on to solving a few examples over here. Come on, note this down. Let us do some examples. For example, I'll take a number 212 to the power 606. All right. 212 to the power 606. Let's do it. In the same way we are doing for the odd numbers. This 2 gets ignored. Now we have only 12. Only 12. And we have 06, that is 6 only. But till 600 we got 76. So that is what I have written. I'll break this down as Is this clear? I'll put some space. This clear or not? Is this clear? The video isn't stuck. Is this clear, guys? Yeah. Solved. आगे तो आपको करना आता ही है. Now it's very simple. So we have 76 over here. And 12 to the power 6 basically ये है क्या? 12 के स्क्वायर का क्यूब. 12 के स्क्वायर का क्यूब. Isn't it? 12 square ends at what? It ends at 44. It ends at 44. Now we have 44 cube. 44 cube can be rewritten as square of 44 and then 144 here. So now we have this. 76 multiplied by square of 44 will end at what? 36. Is that right? Because 44 is 6 less than 50. समझ में आ रहा है? 50 से 6 कम, 6 का square is 36. That's what we have written. And then we have 44 here. Any problem? दीपांजन मैंने अभी तो लिखवाया था 20th power will always end at 76. लिखा था ना आपने वो? 20th power always ends at 76. Shreya, though people, I think you have missed or ignored or maybe forgotten what I said. 20th power of a number ending with an even digit always ends at 76. है ना? ये यहाँ से इधर आ गया. Is that right? So what do we get here? What do we get here? If you multiply these two, I believe this will be equal to 1584, isn't it? This is equal to 1584. So last two is 84 only. Right. And if you multiply this, again this ends at 84. Isn't it? 84 is our answer. सबको समझ में आ गया? And do you think that that this is actually going to help you a lot. आ गया मजा? All right. जागृति कर सकते हैं, बिल्कुल सही. All right. Now there's one thing I need you guys to know. You know what? जो मैं पहले बताना चाह रहा था बट मैंने जानबूझ के नहीं बताया, so that you know it yourself. ये 76 ना किसी काम का नहीं है. You can ignore this. Like in the case of odd, we got 0 1. 0 1 इग्नोर करना सबको समझ में आ ही गया था कि 1 से मल्टीप्लाई करने में सेम ही होगा. 76 से मल्टीप्लाई करने में भी सेम ही आएगा. Priyansh, I was hoping that we'll do it quickly and we'll solve the mock, but I think that is going to be difficult because there are more shortcuts. No worries. We can do that tomorrow. Right? Pragati, Hardik, I think you got it. 76, you can ignore. Except in one condition. Harsha, you thinking this? Except in just one condition. If the base is just 2 or 4, like if the base is single digit number, in that case 76 is applicable, otherwise not. Just note it down somewhere. Yeah, Shalu, we have shortcuts in algebra. Rishabh, doesn't matter. Just one thing, that the base should not be a single digit. Is that clear? So automatically your homework becomes like you pick random numbers and try to find the remainders when it's divided by 100. All right, people on YouTube, you got that? Yeah, Ratan, I said like 76 you can ignore. You don't have to multiply. This is only for mod 100. Yeah, of course. I'm not teaching you number system. I told you it's just the shortcut for mod 100. So when the base is a single digit number, in that case, you cannot ignore 76, otherwise you can. Okay, cool. So we're done with the shortcuts over here. Now comes the shortcuts in arithmetic. All right. Rishabh, 20th multiple करना है, 20th. Rishabh, you won't get 54 in that case. Like when when you raise something to the power, you won't ever get 54, Rishabh. That is why it works. It is not applicable to all the multiples of 76, Rishabh. And this is a very good question that you asked over here. Got it? Rishabh, just put a comment over there. Okay. If you work it out on binomial, you will get the exact logic. Got it? Cool. Perfect. Yeah. Now coming to arithmetic. Lot of things we have already discussed in class. Sajjan sir has discussed. The formula are discussed. But I think there are 3 shortcuts that I kind of think about which are helpful in the last few lectures. नहीं हार्दिक, उसका शॉर्टकट नहीं है, वो जैसे हम पहले करते थे वही करेंगे. Okay, so in this case there is a shortcut of time, speed and distance. So what happens, you must have seen questions like this. There are two endpoints, like one is let's say A and the other one is let's say B. These are 2 points All right, and two guys are moving, one is moving from A to B and other is moving from B to A. So when they meet at the first point, the first meeting point, let the point be this. Let the point be this. So basically, both of them will be arriving at that point simultaneously. Isn't it? Do you get this? People on YouTube? Both these guys, whatever way they are traveling, they will arrive at that point at the same, simultaneously, at the same moment. है ना? मैं यहाँ चल रहा हूँ, तुम वहाँ चल रहे हो, दोनों मिलके एक जगह जुड़ गए, and हम वहाँ पहुँच जाएंगे. Same. So let us assume that at the meeting point to reach here, they took a time equal to t. T units. This can be hours, minutes, or seconds, whatever it is. This is where they meet. All right. And after meeting, the guy from A takes time equal to t1 units, and the guy from B takes, to reach A, time of t2 units. Is that clear? So what I'm saying, at the meeting point, guy from A reaches in t units, from B also is in t units. But after meeting, when they move forward, they take t1 and t2 respectively. Isn't it? So in this case, the value of t would always be the geometric mean of t1 and t2, root t1 into t2. So sometimes there are questions which can be asked directly based on this, in which you will find and frame equations and waste 3 minutes of your precious lifetimes. So in that case, we can do this. I know like a lot of people are knowing this already, but if in case you have ignored this, this is going to help you a lot. This will be root t1, t2. Cool? Okay. One more shortcut. Like in a circular track, there are different points on which people moving around can meet. All right. Meeting points. So the two people with speeds s1 and s2, let us say that s1 is equal to ha and s2 is equal to hb, where a and b are co-prime to each other. All right, you get this? A and b are co-prime, and h is the HCF of S1 and S2. Rashmi, I think I discussed this lysergic acid diethylamide in one of my RC classes. Devanshu, right? Is this clear? S1, S2. So H is the HCF and A and B are co-prime to each other. For example, if I take 33 and 55, so this is 11 multiplied by 3 and this is 11 multiplied by 5. All right. So in this case, the number of points on which they will meet, number of distinct points. The heading is number of distinct points. तो क्वेश्चन पूछ सकता है वो कि दो लोग थे and they are moving from the starting point at speeds of 33 and 55 in opposite directions. At how many distinct points would they meet? All right. So there are two cases. One is direct opposite direction, other is same direction. Instead of framing equations, you can do it directly. तो कभी भी ये इस फॉर्म में दिया नहीं होगा ना HAHP, वो आपको आइडेंटिफाई करना पड़ेगा. लाइक 3355 वी हैव आइडेंटिफाइड 11 is the HCF and 3 and 5 are co-primes. So in opposite directions we'll just add A and B, and same we'll just subtract, find a difference, absolute difference. I'll put a mod over here, and this is what the answer will be. Is that clear? So in opposite it will be 8 points, in same direction will be 2 points. All right, very good. One more from ratios. We did this in the class also, but just to just to repeat this, because this can be very much helpful. So you must have seen questions based on ages, like mother, daughter, father, son, or whatever. So let's say the ratio of mother and daughter's ages 2:1. 2:1. And 20 years later, this becomes 10:7. That is 20 years later. All right. So in this case, if someone asks what is the present age of mother, sum of the age of mother and daughter, and all that stuff is there. So I know that all of you can solve it really quick, but I'll just want to show you one shortcut technique over here, which I did in my class also, but just for the repetition, a lot of people were not in that batch. So how to do it? One of the ways is to take the ages as 2k and k, 2k upon k, and then you add 20 to both of them, and you get 10/7, and you solve it, and okay, you will take 2 minutes to solve this. But now we want to do it mentally within 20 seconds. So what to do? Now look at this. We have 2/1 and we have 10/7 over here. Am I audible? Like no one is commenting. 2/1 and 10/7. All right. So our life would be very easy. Our life would be very easy if the growth in the numerator is equal to the growth in the denominator. In that case, for example, the growth is 5 units in both the cases. I would have equated 5 to 20, and that is how I would have known that 4 is the multiplying factor. Isn't it? So in that case, life will be very easy. But here it is not like that. 2 becomes 10, the growth is 8 points. 1 becomes 7, the growth is 6 points. Now, our aim is to equate this horizontal growth. In that case, what we will do? We'll look at the vertical difference first of all. So what is vertical difference? 2 and 1, difference is 1. 10 and 7, difference is 3. Is that right? Is that right? No, Devanshu, not mixture allegation. 2 और 1 में difference 1 का है, 10 और 7 में difference 3 का है. So now I'm repeating. Our aim is to equate the horizontal difference, right? To do that, first of all, we need to find the vertical difference. The vertical difference is 1 and 3. So what I will do, I'll just try to equate the vertical differences first of all, because that is what I know. To equate the vertical difference, I cannot make 3 1, but I can make 1 3. So I can multiply 2 and 1 by 3 in the numerator as well as denominator. Is that right? Is that right? Now once I do it, what do I get? I get 6 and 3. I get 6 here, I get 3 here, and 10 and 7 are the way they are. Is that right? Now try to look at the horizontal difference. This is 4 units. This is also 4 units. and now our life is sorted. That's it. Our life is sorted. What does that mean? That in the world of ratios, 4 units correspond to 20 years in the real world. So 4 of ratio is equivalent to 20 years in the real world. Or people also call it multiplying factor. So basically, the real world is 5 times of the world of ratios. Or I can say 5 is the multiplying factor. So what are the ages? Present age, 5 से multiply करेंगे. 5 6 are 30 of mother, of daughter, 5 3 15. 20 years later, 5 10s are 50. Daughter, 5 7 35. That is what we get. Is that clear? Devi Prasad, you can call it dependency check. Better not to call it that way. Is that clear? People on YouTube? Tushar, Svarup, Saugata. Is this clear? Do you remember this? Did I just do this in the class? Okay, so this is going to make your life simpler. Look at the vertical differences, try to equate them this way, multiplying, cross multiplying, and then we have horizontal is same, equate horizontal to the real world, and that is how you get it. All right. Rest all the things we have done in the class. Khushbu, in that case, multiply the first ratio by 7 and second by 6. Cross multiply. 6 or 7 is 7 or 6 kar do. That's it. Okay. Now a few shortcuts from algebra. हर इंटू 5 के बाद बस उसको इक्वेट कर दो, 4 को 5 से मल्टीप्लाई कर दो हर किसी को. क्लियर? सबको मल्टीप्लाई 5 से कर दो, यू विल गेट द एग्जैक्ट वैल्यूज. ऑलराइट, सो फर्स्ट पॉइंट इज remainder theorem. Just note it down. FA is the remainder when fx is divided by x minus a. कुणाल, टाइम एंड वर्क का कोई बहुत शॉर्टकट है नहीं, और SI CI का तो आई थिंक सज्जन सर ने क्लास में सारे शॉर्टकट्स करा ही दिए थे. तो इफ़ आई डू इट विल बी रेपिटेशन. सो आई डोंट वांट टू रिपीट एनीथिंग. हमें बहुत कम टाइम हमारे पास है, तो सो ऐसे कर लेते हैं. नोट दिस डाउन, द रिमाइंडर थ्योरम. इज दिस क्लियर? फॉर एग्जाम्पल, what is the remainder when x cube minus 3x square plus 5x minus 6 is divided by x minus 1? What is the answer? Great. Okay. So what is the remainder here? We just have to put 1 in place of x and we'll get the answer. I think we have done this in the class, but it's for the, the last few things which are very important. Okay, and in case FA is equal to 0, then what happens? If FA is 0, what happens? if fa is 0, x minus a becomes the factor of fx. Is that right? Understood? Right. So x minus a becomes the factor. All right. Now one more shortcut. So you must have seen questions in quadratic equations. तो वहाँ पे वो बोलता है कि they will give an equation, any kind of equation, and they will ask that what will be the equation? What will be the equation if the roots are 2 more than the roots of the present equation? You've seen that kind of questions? For example, x square plus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. So they will ask what will be the equation if the roots are 2 more than this. देखा है ऐसा? जो इसके रूट्स हैं उनसे 2 ज़्यादा अगर +2 +2 होता तो नई इक्वेशन क्या होती? You must have seen that kind of questions. Okay. So in that case, like a lot of people, they try to find the root, then add 2 to it, and then find the new equation. Then there can be questions in which they ask कि roots जो हैं वो एक कम है. There can be questions in which they ask the roots are reciprocal of this. You must have seen that, isn't it? देखा है ऐसा? रेसिप्रोकल देखा होगा. इस तरह के बहुत सवाल देखे होंगे आप लोगों ने. सो हाउ डू यू डू इट? हाउ डू यू सॉल्व दोज क्वेश्चंस? Yeah, Rashi. Okay, so I'll tell you. So there can be various things. पहला होगा कि roots को आप, these are roots, increase by a. They can be questions like in which you have to decrease the roots by, let's say, a. Questions where you have to, multiply the roots by a, take the reciprocal, divide something by a. Okay, so these all things are there. In those cases, like a lot of people, I have seen that they try to find the equation, the roots, and then they do everything. Finding roots and all that stuff, this is what you're doing. All right, so a lot of people do not know about this, and you're going to love this shortcut. So what you have to do here, you just have to replace x by x minus a. And that is why I talked about the remainder theorem. Replace x by x minus a. In this case, you have to replace x by x plus a. All right. In this case, you have to replace x by x upon a. Cool. In this case, you have to replace x by 1 by x. तो जो भी यहाँ बोला गया है उसका उल्टा करना है. उसका उल्टा करना है. Factorization, finding root, sum product, all that stuff is going to waste a lot of time. But this is going to save a lot of time. समझ में आ गया? जो भी है उसका उल्टा. Harsha, again the same thing. रूट किया है तो स्क्वायर कर दो, स्क्वायर किया तो रूट कर दो. I'll give you an example. This is the example. So I ask you what will be the equation of the equation if I increase the roots here by 2. So I think Rishabh solved it also. So increase by 2 बोला गया है, तो मैं क्या करूँगा? I'll replace x by x minus 2. So ये x square है, I'll write x minus 2 whole square. ठीक है? Then I'll write plus 5 times x minus 2. And then we'll have plus 6, this is equal to 0. If you expand this, you will get x square minus 4x plus 4 plus 5x minus 10 plus 6 is equal to 0. Look at this. Plus 4 minus 10 plus 6, they get cancelled. Minus 4 and plus 5 is plus 1. So I get x square plus x equal to 0. This will be our answer in just one step. Isn't it? हर देख कुछ नहीं, जो मैं नीचे लिखा है ना वो बस रेसिप्रोकल को मैंने बोला. रेसिप्रोकल अगर बोलेगा कि जो रूट्स हैं दे आर रेसिप्रोकल, तो बस 1/x से रिप्लेस कर दो, दैट्स इट. तो शार इन दैट केस वो ये तभी चले दोनों रूट्स पे सेम बात हो रही हो, देन ओनली वी कैन यूज दिस. Okay, so this is what you have seen, and if you verify it by normal methods, so देखो जो पहले करते आ रहे थे, यहाँ के रूट्स क्या मिलेंगे? If you solve it by factorization, you'll get roots as -2 and -3. Am I right? -2 and -3. I said the root should be increased by 2. So new roots, -2 plus 2, new root is 0, and new root here is -1. So now if you form the equation, you will get x minus 0 multiplied by x plus 1. And you will get the same equation, isn't it? So this method holds true. Raj, this shortcut is applied, used only if both the roots are going through the same increment, decrement or change. This method is actually, fabulous method. Well, there can be a question. I'll just frame a question like this: x squared minus 7x plus 12 equal to 0. And the question says, what will be the new equation if the roots are reciprocal of this? If the roots are reciprocal of these roots, in that case, what will happen? Sambit, this will happen in all sorts of algebraic equations. Aditya वहाँ भी आएंगे. Okay, so there are two ways of doing it. One that you have been doing since quite a long time, 3 or 4 ले लोगे roots को, और फिर 1/3, 1/4 लेके आप उसको नई equation बना दोगे. But here what I'm saying, just replace it by 1/x. So you will get 1/x square minus 7 times 1/x plus 12 is equal to 0, isn't it? Now look at this, what happens? 1/x square minus 7/x plus 12 equal to 0. Multiplying everything by x square, I'll get 1 minus 7x plus 12x square is equal to 0, and this is what my equation is. Is that clear? Your Rajeshu, all sorts of algebraic equations. Is this clear? And I somehow think that this is something which is new for a lot of people, and very, very, very important, and utility of this is very high. Question बहुत सारे इस तरह के हो सकते हैं. Got it? It has got a logic, which of course, because this class is supposed to be shortcut class, so I won't go in the logic of it, but I think most of you get it. It all comes from remainder theorem. That is why I did remainder theorem first of all. Reciprocal में multiply नहीं करते राशि, division में multiply करते हैं. Yeah, Imran, what you wrote here, cx square plus bx plus a, it happens because of this only, right? If you replace x by 1/x. अक्रम, डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन 1-2 बार तो आए हैं. Yeah, Harsha, no, actually in that case, first of all, we find the sum of coefficients. If it is equal to 0, then x minus 1 is a factor. Otherwise, there's no way of it. Plus, but yeah, by looking at sum of roots, product of roots, you can get an idea, but not the exact answer. All right, so this is what we have done. Now, one thing which I actually did, but here I think we should do it once again. Quadratic expression, when we have a quadratic expression, like fx is equal to ax square plus bx plus c, and alpha and beta are the roots. Alpha and beta are they are the ones who are satisfying the equation. In that case, the minima will be equal to alpha plus beta by 2. All right, and the minimum value of the function will be equal to f of alpha plus beta by 2. Is that clear? रक्षा जो भी है, देखो बोल रहा है रूट्स को बढ़ा दो तो आप x को घटा देंगे, बोले रूट्स को घटा दो तो आप x को बढ़ा दोगे, एंड जो भी मान लिखा है उसका उल्टा करना है बस बेसिकली. ओके, दिस थिंग इज क्लियर टू एवरीवन. नाउ एज वी नो दैट alpha plus beta sum of roots is actually equal to, it's equal to what? Minus b by a, isn't it? So this can also be written as minus b by 2a. All right. And yeah, here a is greater than 0, needless to say, but thanks for reminding Aditya. Rashmi, alpha and beta are the roots. Alpha and beta are the roots. Clear? So this is actually, kind of very important and very beautiful expression for minima and the minimum value. Well, apart from this, I'll give you a general expression which is, kind of very common, and it is very much helpful in solving some questions. So if I write something like this, just look at this. If I write 2x square plus 5x plus 3 is always greater than 0, something like this. Now what does it mean? If I ask you what will be the value of x or range of x, these kind of questions you must have seen in mocks, isn't it? You must have seen this kind of questions. How do you do that? There are various ways to do it. This thing is always positive. If I say this thing is always positive, how will you do it? So if you remember, there are, like, any kind of quadratic function has, graphically, it is a parabola, isn't it? So if I'm saying this is always positive, this is not the right example. They can be, the values are, I'm just telling you any quadratic function is given as always greater than 0. So in that case, when it is always positive, then what happens? There are three ways of parabola. One is like it cuts the axis, one is touches the axis, and one is it doesn't touch the axis at all. In this case, it is always positive, isn't it? In third case, it is always positive. And third case is where roots are imaginary. What are roots? Roots are the points on which graph touches or cuts the axis. Like here we have one root where alpha is equal to beta. With two distinct roots, alpha and beta. Here we don't have any roots. Roots are imaginary because they are not touching the axis. It has many roots. So if a quadratic function is always positive, that means that this case is, that we're talking about this case. So b square minus 4ac would be less than 0. Now remember this thing. This is very, very, very important. Of course, this is a wrong value because something will be missing over here. This will be equal to a. So someone will ask, what is the value of a? A, n, whatever. So this is how you will be able to solve it. Is that clear? Is this clear? So when someone asks you, it is always positive. That means we're talking about the case where b square minus 4ac is less than 0. All of you know this. But when something like this comes up in the question, तो ये दिमाग में आता ही नहीं कि हमें ऐसे भी करना होगा. फिर आप क्या करते हो? फिर आप वैल्यू पुट करना शुरू करते हो. 1 पुट किया, 0 पुट किया, -1 पुट किया, 2 पुट किया और बहुत सा टाइम वेस्ट करते हो. ऐसा होता है कि नहीं होता? आई थिंक हुआ होगा कई बार. बट अब हमें कुछ नहीं करना है. कोई क्वाड्रेटिक फंक्शन ग्रेटर देन 0 है, दैट मीन्स इट हैज गॉट इमेजिनरी रूट्स. दैट्स इट. Cool enough? People on YouTube, is that clear? On Facebook, if it is clear, just put a yes. I need a lot of yeses, and then we'll move on to the next one. Exactly, Bhavya. Fourth, generalizing of AP. Generalizing an arithmetic progression. I took a complete class on sequences and series. And this part, which is very important, I'm just going to tell you over here. So for example, I need to generalize an AP. 3, then we have 7, then we have 11, 15, and so on. So if someone asks me what is general term of it, so there is a formula, of course, but here we can do it in a very, quick way. And that is like this. So what we have to do, we just have to find the difference. What is the difference? The difference 4 in all the cases. So you just write 4 times n. 4 times n. Once you have written 4 times n, अब क्या होगा? n शुरू हमेशा कहाँ से होता है? 1 से. तो अगर मैं यहाँ 1 पुट करूँगा तो मुझे फर्स्ट टर्म मिलना चाहिए. 2 पुट करूँगा तो सेकेंड टर्म मिलना चाहिए. 3 पुट करूँगा तो थर्ड टर्म मिलना चाहिए, एंड सो ऑन, isn't it? So if I put 1 here, I get 4 1s are 4, but it is 3. If I put 2 here, I get 4 2s are 8, but ये 7 है. Basically ये लोग तो एक एक कम है 4n से. So I'll just write -1 and that is all. That's it. So there's a possibility that you might get a question in averages. Arithmetic में भी ऐसा काम आता है. It's not just algebra. It's not just algebra, it's even in arithmetic. In questions of averages and in algebra we get in sequences series. This is going to be very important. Is that clear? One more example like this. 8, 13, 18, 23 and so on. Tell me the general term, come on. General term, what will it be? So difference is 5. Just put 5, put an n, 5n. 1 put करूँगा तो 8 आना चाहिए, 2 put 13 आना चाहिए, 3 ज़्यादा है, I'll just put +3, and that is how you can save close to 1 minute by doing it this way. And I hope that all of you kind of remember it, but those who took admission in only crash course, they might not be knowing it, but now they know it. Right? All of you understood? People on YouTube, you understood this part? ठीक है ना, बिना वो जो फॉर्मूला था Tn इज इक्वल टू a प्लस n माइनस 1 टाइम्स d, तो we don't have to go by this logic, we can just do it by looking at it. All right. One more. Fourth. A and B, there are two values A and B. So what happens? A is always greater than root mean square, which is greater than arithmetic mean, which is greater than geometric mean, which is greater than harmonic mean, which is greater than B. All of you know it, but just do it once, because this is going to help you in at least one question of algebra. पुरुषोत्तम, उस वाले में ना बहुत टाइम लग जाएगा, वो एग्जाम्पल विल टेक 30 minutes ऑल टुगेदर, दैट इज आई एम नॉट डूइंग इट. सेकेंड डिग्री सात्विक, वो अपने आप में 2 घंटे क्लास है, एक अलग उसका इवेंट है. इन केस यू वांट टू डू इट, यू कैन जस्ट गो थ्रू दैट इवेंट, राइट? ओके, दिस पार्ट इज क्लियर. नाउ दिखने में सिंपल लगता है, बट दिस गोइंग टू बी वेरी 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 मच हेल्पफुल. एंड दिस हैपेंस like if A is greater than B, but if A is equal to B, then all these things are equal. Now what is RMS? That is something I need to tell you. All right. Okay. So I'll just tell you what is root mean square. RMS is root mean square. इसको solve उल्टा करेंगे. Square mean root. Take the square first. So A square and B square there. Then take the mean. What is mean? The average. So add them, divide by 2. Then take the root. This is RMS. शुभेंदु ने बोले दिया, ठीक है? This is root mean square. Arithmetic mean, all of you know it. That is A plus B by 2. Geometric mean, also you know that. That is equal to square root of AB. And harmonic mean is equal to 2 upon 1 by A plus 1 by B, right? This is going to help you a lot. So in the mock that we are going to solve tomorrow, now not today, in that all just revisit all these concepts, take the whole night, do this, revise this class, go to the events in which I have told, I have referred to, and then tomorrow when we're doing the mock, I think that we'll be able to solve at least 20 questions in 40 minutes, and that is what I want from you guys. हाँ, 16-17 पे भी आपका 99 percentile आ जाएगा, but what if all the people from iQUANTA solve 20 questions in Quant? Wouldn't that be fun? And 16 to 18 in VARC. I'll take an LRDA session as well, in which I'll tell you how to identify the easiest set. But this is what we are looking at. 20 in Quant, 17 in VARC, 15 or 14 in LRDI. Rama, you got RMS. रूट मीन स्क्वायर है, उसको उल्टा करना है. पहले स्क्वायर कर दो A और B का, फिर मीन निकाल दो, फिर रूट निकाल दो. ठीक है? हाँ, भव्य काइनेटिक थ्योरी ऑफ गैसेस में भी था. दैट्स राइट. ओके. हाँ, यूट्यूब पे लाइव मॉक होगा तुषार. नाउ द नेक्स्ट शॉर्टकट विच इज गोइंग टू बी यूज ऑफ रिमाइंडर थ्योरम इन functions. Use of remainder theorems in functions. तो होता क्या है, ऐसे क्वेश्चन आते हैं, there is a function fx, बता देगा वो the function is of fourth order, it's a fourth order function, fourth degree, and it's said that alright, ऐसा कुछ function है. जब इसको हम डिवाइड कर रहे हैं, let's say when I'm dividing this by x minus 2, my remainder, so fx mod x minus 2, it is given as, let's say, 3. Then it's said that fx mod x minus 3 is equal to 7, and it's given that fx mod, तो इस तरह नहीं लिखा रहेगा, क्वेश्चन ऐसा लिखा रहेगा कि fx is a 4-degree function when it is divided by x minus 2, x minus 3, x minus 4 and x minus 5. The remainders obtained are 3, 7, 11 and 15 respectively. I think all of you must have seen these kind of questions. And then they ask what will be the value of f6. Do you remember this? Do you remember this question? ऐसा आता है? Very common question, isn't it? And a lot of people get confused. Function देखते ही बोलते हैं नहीं करना, और मैं हमेशा बोलता रहता हूँ कि अलजेब्रा ही वो है जो नैया पार कराएगा. अलजेब्रा के 5-6 सवाल आएंगे और तुम सब कुछ सारे के सारे सही करोगे. सारे iQUANTA के सारे स्टूडेंट्स सारे सवाल अलजेब्रा के सही करेंगे. एंड आई एम नॉट जोकिंग. Tomorrow you will get to know it. So what have to be done? What has to be done? अच्छा, यहाँ पे एक और कंडीशन दी रहती है. ये बोलता रहेगा कि the coefficient of the highest power of x is 1. ये बोला रहेगा, है ना, जैसे कि a की वैल्यू 1 रहेगी. तो इस केस में we'll write it as fx is equal to. अच्छा, एक बात बताओ, x minus 2 से डिवाइड किया, we got the remainder. जो भी रिमाइंडर आ रहा है, it's not equal to 0. What if the remainder is 0? That means that x minus 2, x minus 3, x minus 4 and x minus 5 would be the factors. So fx would have been equal to x minus 2 multiplied by x minus 3 multiplied by x minus 4 multiplied by x minus 5. यही होता ना. अगर रिमाइंडर 0 होता, अगर रिमाइंडर 0 होता तो यही हो जाता. हम सीधा बोलते ये रहा, हमें कुछ करने की जरूरत ना पड़ती. Isn't it? Here comes the remainder theorem. Remainder is 3, 7, 11, 15. Now, if you look at these remainders, they are essentially forming an arithmetic progression. मैंने अभी ये भी सिखाया था क्या कि 3, 7, 11 और 15 को अगर मुझे जनरलाइज करना होगा तो दैट विल बी इक्वल टू डिफरेंस इज 4n minus 1 होगा ना. Isn't it? Is this clear? So if I write here plus यहाँ पे x के फॉर्म में I'll write 4x minus 1. Is this right? Can I say this is the remainder? मैं जानता हूँ कि ये क्लास थोड़ी हैवी ऑन इन्फॉर्मेशन है, कई लोग आप लोग थोड़े थक भी गए होंगे, बट आई होप दिस क्लियर. ऋषभ 4x minus 1 यार, -5 क्यों ले रहे हो? -5 तो ऑलरेडी 4 में से कट जाएगा ना, एक ही बचेगा, राइट ऋषभ? दिस इज व्हाट आई गेट. सो रिमाइंडर थ्योरम सेड कि अगर हमें x minus a से डिवाइड करना है, जस्ट पुट f इट, दैट विल बी आवर रिमाइंडर. तो अब देखो, अगर मैं इस फंक्शन में 2 पुट करूंगा, आई विल गेट 3. यस और नो? If I put 2, this becomes 0, तो ये पूरा प्रोडक्ट 0 हो जाएगा. ये पूरा का पूरा जो प्रोडक्ट है, ये 2, 3, 4, 5 सब पे 0 आएगा, है ना? और ये सम में है, प्लस में है. सो 2 पुट करने पे यहाँ पे you will get this thing, isn't it? यहाँ पे एक प्रॉब्लम है, छोटा प्रॉब्लम है ना. यहाँ पे एक क्या है कि इफ आई पुट 2 हियर, 4 2s are 8, -1 विल बी 7 नॉट 3. तो हमने क्या किया, हम एक कदम आगे बढ़ गए हैं, तो एक कदम पीछे चल देते हैं. Isn't it? एक कदम पीछे चल देते हैं, जो कि ऋषभ ने पहले कहा था. राइट. यहाँ पे क्या हुआ, इफ यू पुट 2 यू विल गेट 4 2s are 8, -1 इज 7. 7 ये वाला, तो एक कदम आगे बढ़ गया, तो एक कदम पीछे चलते हैं, थोड़ा -4 और कर देते हैं, राइट? जनरलाइज करने लिए 4x माइनस 1 सही है फॉर जनरलाइजेशन, बट हियर x स्टार्ट्स एट 2, so basically we will write 4x minus 5. Rishabh was right. अभिज्ञान, you are right. ठीक है, ये क्लियर हो गया. While generalization 4x minus 1 was good, but in this case it is 4x minus 5. All right, is that clear? चलो अब हम एक काम करेंगे. What we need to find f6. I'll just put x as 6. So what do I get? 6 minus 2 multiplied by 6 minus 3 multiplied by 6 minus 4 multiplied by 6 minus 5 plus 4 into 6 minus 5 is what our answer will be. 4 3s are 12, 24 plus 24, 48 minus 5, we get 43 as our answer. Cool. Understood. अच्छा, y5 5 इसलिए किया ना, देखो यहाँ पे हो क्या रहा है, क्योंकि जो फंक्शन है ना वो x माइनस 1 से शुरू नहीं हो रहा, और यहाँ पे हमने इसको 1 से शुरू किया है, ये 2 से शुरू हो रहा है, तो एक कदम आगे बढ़ रहा है. Is that understood? Rhythm, Harsh, Ashmita, Rupal, Rhythm, पवन सत्य, है ना. जब हम यहाँ पे ये 4 वेरिएबल माइनस 1 4x माइनस 1 लिख रहे थे तो हम x को 1 से ले रहे थे, बट इस क्वेश्चन में ये x 2 से शुरू हुआ है, इसीलिए उसको एक कदम और पीछे कर दिया. अंडरस्टूड. एक बार जल्दी से मैं इसको फिर से एक्सप्लेन करता हूँ. fx की वैल्यू क्या होगी? इन सब का प्रोडक्ट प्लस द रिमाइंडर, एंड रिमाइंडर इज 4x minus 5. How do I get it? I want something, if I put 2 here, I should get 3. So 4x minus 5, 4 2s are 8, minus 5 is 3. 3 put करूँगा तो मुझे 7 मिला, 4 3s are 12, minus 5 is 7. Once I get that, I have to find the value of f6. I'll put 6 in place of x and I'll get my answer. Got it? वैसे ये क्वेश्चन ऐसा है जहाँ पे ऑलमोस्ट पूरी अलजेब्रा दिखाई दे जाती है. Isn't it? People on YouTube, you got that? Yeah, Pawan Satya, that's right. Cool. So we are done with all the shortcuts of algebra. Now we have geometry. Geometry के सारे shortcuts, in fact, मैं क्लास में करा चुका हूँ, but I'll just write it once. जल्दी से लिख देता हूँ. In a right angled triangle, first the in radius is equal to p plus b minus h by 2. A few shortcuts which I need you to know. Second, the circumradius is equal to h by 2. Is that understood? Clear? In radius पता है ना आपको? In circle का होता है, this is the in radius, and for circumradius, just draw the diagram as well so that you don't forget it. This is the circumradius. Clear? Satvik, your doubt is solved, no? Rishabh solved it, Naveen also solved it. Clear? Okay, this part is clear. Noted this down. कई बार in radius, circumradius से connected questions आ सकते हैं, and if it is right angle triangle, then you don't have to go for the longer route. You can directly use this one, this shortcut. आदित्य एक बार फिर से देख लेना यार, तब भी ना आया तो एक बार ना कमेंट कर देना, क्योंकि अब बहुत पीछे जाना पड़ेगा. Done. Clear? There's one more very important thing. They ask how many triangles are possible. possible number of triangles when perimeter is given. तो क्वेश्चन पूछेगा कि यार अगर 18 सेंटीमीटर ट्रायंगल का पेरीमीटर है तो इन दैट केस हाउ मेनी ट्रायंगल्स आर पॉसिबल. तो बहुत लंबा प्रोसेस करने की बजाय जहाँ पे आप देखते हो कि sum of two sides is greater than third side, difference of two must be less than the third side. So by using those two conditions you might be wasting a lot of time, but here we'll just use a formula. The formula is like this: p square by 48. Basically it's nearest integer to p square by 48 if p is even and nearest integer to p plus 3 whole square by 48 if p is odd. All right. Got it? Those who haven't attended that session, ये उनके लिए बहुत important हो जाएगा. कोई बोलेगा बताओ भाई ट्रायंगल का पेरीमीटर है 18, तो कितने ट्रायंगल ऐसे बन सकते हैं? तो पीपल वुड वेस्ट 3 to 5 minutes, बट नाउ वी डोंट डू इट. 18 है, इवन है, जस्ट पुट इट ओवर हियर. आई जस्ट टेल यू p square 48, so put 18 square, 18 into 18 by 48, and this will be very easy. Now so 2 24s are, and here we have 2 9s are, again 2 12s are, we have 2 9s are here, 3 3s are, 3 4s are. 27 by 4 is what we get. 27 by 4 is equal to how much? 6.75. तो इसका क्या नियरेस्ट इंटीजर? 6.75 का नियरेस्ट इंटीजर कौन सा था? 7. So answer is 7. All right, Kunal, it will be consisting of all sorts of triangles, be it scalene, be it equilateral, be it isosceles, whatever is possible. So it's applicable for everything. If they ask only scalene, you can of course subtract the number of equilateral and isosceles triangles. हाँ प्रगति, वो भी ऑब्ट्यूज और एक्यूट एंगल में तो पाइथागोरस थ्योरम लग जाता है. प्रियांश ये काफ़ी नया था, मैंने क्लास में कराया था. आई थिंक यू मिस दैट क्लास, बट एनीवेज नो प्रॉब्लम. आई थिंक दिस इज क्लियर टू एवरीवन. Those on YouTube, is that clear? रोहित नहीं कुछ नहीं करना है, ये सब करना नहीं रोहित. देखो इक्विलेटरल तो हमेशा एक ही होगा, वो भी तब जब पेरीमीटर 3 का मल्टीपल हो. इज दैट राइट? तो ऑटोमेटिकली वो चीज हट जाएगी. देखो ऋषभ ने कर दिया. ओके परफेक्ट ऋषभ, जस्ट रिप्लेस बाय p minus 6. The answer is 7 over here. Okay, so this is also done in geometry. Naveen, okay, I got it. ठीक है, one more. An important theorem, but a lot of people tend to forget this. We have a circle, and then we have, so Ashmita was asking for shortcuts in triangle. We did it. Now something about the circle. So there are two chords. Let us say the chords are AB, and this is CD, and the point of intersection is O. In this case, this always holds true. AO multiplied by BO is equal to CO multiplied by DO. This always holds true. Always holds true. So there are questions in which this formula might be applicable. Yeah, Harsha, it's just that you have to replace p by p minus 6 now. That's it. Okay. Noted this down. This is called as chord circle theorem. I know that a lot of theorems we have already done, but somehow I think this is missed, or maybe ignored. A lot of people do not know it. This is going to help you out in some cases. There can be direct questions based on this. All right, write this down. Just put yes over there, and I'm going to do the next one. Now we have law of parallelograms. These are the diagonals, AC and BD. All right, so here, twice of, I'll take any two, AB and BC or AD and CD. So twice of AB square plus BC square would be equal to the sum of square of diagonals, AC square plus BD square. This can be derived by using Apollonius theorem. So just note this down because this might be helping in case we get a question like this. Clear? Those on YouTube? Just note this down. This is also clear. Just put a yes and we'll move ahead. Done? Great. The last shortcut for today, that is called as law of quadrilaterals. Okay, how many of you knew this already? How many of you knew this already? The previous two? So here there is a quadrilateral of any random shape. It's not a parallelogram, no rectangle, nothing. Okay. I kind of think that this one will be very new. Okay, quad one was kind of known to a lot of people. Second one might be, और second वाले में काफी मैंने questions भी देखे हुए हैं, but normally a lot of people do not know. Now coming to this one. So it's a random quadrilateral, isn't it? Now let me make it more random. थोड़ा और random कर देता हूँ मैं इसको. एकदम गंदा सा. See, very random. It just has 4 sides, nothing less, nothing else. So if I mark the points as A, B, and C and D, and then draw the diagonals, I join AC and BD. Now tell me something. The quadrilateral is random. It has got no regularity. So would the meeting point bisect each other? Would the meeting point bisect the diagonals? Would that happen? A lot of breathing noise is coming from my mic. I hope now this is okay. It's not even a kite. In case of parallelogram, basically the point of intersection was bisecting the diagonals, but here it is not doing so. Now, what if I say that this A, B, C, D we have, let E be the midpoint of BD and let F be the midpoint of AC and let this distance be X. All right. So here E is basically the midpoint of BD and F is the midpoint of AC. I'm just hoping that something like this comes in CAT and you don't have to use a lot of steps and directly answer. All right, seen something like this? Rishabh? Rishabh is a maths nerd. Rishabh, did you see something like this? So here the sum of squares of all the sides, AB square plus BC square plus CD square plus DA square would be equal to what? Sum of squares of the diagonals, AC square plus BD square plus 4 times the square of this distance x. This. All right. So I think we have discussed everything in the live and application classes. And Sajjan sir has once revised all the formulae. And today I have revised all the shortcuts, like the shortcuts which are kind of remaining and shortcuts very important in the last few days. All this comes to my mind, and there's where we'll just end this session. Yep, there's one thing more. Just one thing more. Like someone asked how to find the ratio of the sides of triangle in the case of when angles are given. So here I'll do something, just one very important rule that is called sine rule. A lot of you know it already, but just for the sake of just explaining it once, we have a kind of triangle, any triangle like this, and let's say the sides lengths are A, B and C, and the corresponding angles are like in opposite to A we have angle A, opposite to B we have angle B, and opposite to C we have angle C. So one thing always follows, A upon sine A is equal to B upon sine B is equal to C upon sine C. This thing always follows. Now, how would this help you? The problem is that we need to remember the ratios of 30, 60, 90 triangle. All those triangles, 45 would have 90 triangles. Okay, so here I'll tell you something. For example, if you want to find the property of 30, 60 and 90 triangle, what do you need to do? Just write A upon sine 30. All right, A upon sine 30, B upon sine 60. In case you are not able to remember it, C upon sine 90. Like in my case, when I was a student, I was never able to remember the formula. I always derive something. So this is how, these are not formulae. These are basically generalizations. So इसको solve करना, I can put this equal to k, which we do in normal questions of ratios, and the value of A will be k sine 30. Is that right? The value of B will be k sine 60, and the value of C will be k sine 90. All right. Sine 30 is 1 by 2, sine 60 is root 3 by 2, and sine 90 is 1. So this is the ratio, 1 by 2. So A is to B is to C. If you need to find, you will get 1 by 2 is to root 3 by 2 is to 1. Ratios cannot be in fraction. We'll just multiply by 2. We'll get 1 is to root 3 is to 2. That is what we get. Is that clear? So this is going to help you a lot. Okay, Priyansh, it was only numbers in PNC? All right. ठीक है, चलो आज का हो गया, इसमें काफ़ी कुछ हो गया, I believe. Now, I don't think anything is left. And we will apply these techniques in a few sessions that I'm going to take. Tomorrow I'll be taking this mock analysis of Quant, and certain one more session after that. All right. So I think all sorts of questions are solved. Nothing is left now. One last thing. n squared minus 1 by 2 and n squared plus 1 by 2. These are triplets basically, you know, the right angle triangles. If n is odd, and we also have n squared minus 4 by 4, n squared plus 4 by 4 if n is even. This is basically परपेंडिकुलर बेस एंड हाइपोटेन्यूज की वैल्यूज हैं ये. तो अगर इससे फायदा क्या होता है कि इफ वी जस्ट नो वन साइड ऑफ द ट्रायंगल वी कैन फाइंड द अदर साइड्स ऑटोमेटिकली बाय यूजिंग दिस फार्मूला. दिस गोइंग टू हेल्प यू लॉट. कि कोई बोलेगा चलो बताओ एक साइड ट्रायंगल की 20 है तो बाकी दोनों क्या होंगी. अगर राइट एंगल ट्रायंगल है तो देखोगे n is given, 20 is given, you will put it here. 20 square is 400 minus 4 396. If you solve it, you get 20, 99 and 101. This is how you'll be able to get Pythagorean triplets just by knowing one side. So this can also help in geometry. All right, those on YouTube, this might be very much new to you. This thing, PBH. So just by knowing the value of perpendicular or the base, you will be able to find the other two sides as well. And that is where I would like to end the session. And tomorrow when we meet, we'll be doing questions in which we'll be applying these kind of concepts. There's one more concept which is remaining, but I don't want to kind of over-inform you today. So in tomorrow's class, we'll be doing one very beautiful question. I'm telling you already, the question is like there's a circle given and how many, if that circle is put on a graph paper, then how many integral points will be there. This is the question which can be done by using even this triplets and some kind of imagination that I'll be doing tomorrow. That is where entire quant is finished. Pawan said if it's not right angle triangle, there'll be no triplets, right? Oh, okay, cool enough. So I think it was quite an enjoyable session. I enjoyed a lot, seriously. And this is going to help you. Just go through it once. Harsha, common models, what does that mean? Common models, I didn't get you. भरत, probability में कोई shortcut होता नहीं है यार. Coordinates given, yeah, that is what 4 points. नहीं सूरज तब होता है जब they ask only about the circumference. अगर वो सर्कल के अंदर भी पूछेगा तो फिर 4 points नहीं होंगे, बढ़ जाएंगे. Muskan, formula class, just go 3 days back in the crash course page and you will find that out. I'll keep this in mind. Just send this to me on WhatsApp also once. Like if I get time in between, because we have planned a lot of sessions, we can do this. All right, guys. Bye. I hope this helps you in CAT. CAT is uncertain. We are not sure what is going to come. But yeah, there's one thing which we know, that if we do all the things, बहुत सारे तीर मारेंगे तो एक तो निशाने पे लग ही जाएगा. So that is what we are doing right now. And let's meet tomorrow. Bye bye everyone. Bye everyone, YouTube. It was nice interacting with you all.